Your plan for retirement can start today. From the News Channel 5 Network, this is the Retirement Report.
Good morning. Welcome to the Retirement Report. I'm Hank Parrott, your host. Well, today we're going to be talking about how to put more money in your pocket. I mean, thousands of dollars more in retirement income. We could be talking even $100,000 or more in retirement income for you and your family. You know, a lot of people like it, and I love numbers. I like getting into statistics and talking about how the numbers can work for you. But of course, what may make even more sense for you, and I know for me as well, I really enjoy stories as well. I like to hear case studies. I like to hear about how other people have been impacted by some of the planning that we do. There's a lot of times each and every week that I'm working with people and they're presenting different situations according to their course specific life, and we get into strategies on how we can help them, and a big part of that is Social Security. Social Security is like that foundation, right? It's like an annuity payout for you for your lifetime, but there are a lot of different rules. In fact, if you were to contact the Social Security Administration, let me show you something here. There's all kinds of information. They've got cards they can send you. They've got DVDs they can send you. All kinds of brochures, and this is just a small sampling even of the amount of brochures and information available. We're going to share with you another one, the Baby Boomers Guide to Social Security. All of this is about the rules. This is all explaining the rules. Let me explain to you something from that. Let's say, and I'm going to use a metaphor here with chess. If I take and show you how all the different pieces on a chessboard work, how the bishop can go diagonally and the rook can go horizontally and vertically, and all the different moves that they're allowed to make these different pieces. Now you know the fundamentals maybe of how the chess pieces work, but do you know how to play chess? Do you know the strategies involved in how to win the game? And it's much like that. There's all these rules, whether you're talking about taxes or Social Security, whether you're talking about investments. There's a lot of different rules, and if you know the rules, that's a big help. That sets you ahead. But now how to apply those rules, how to use strategies to have those rules work to your best advantage, well, that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to show you how to do that, and how that can mean tens of thousands, maybe even $100,000 or more in retirement income for you and your family. And think about that, $100,000 more. You know, we've talked about healthcare, and Fidelity did a recent report saying that you could be looking at $240,000. Average couple, age 65, can expect to pay about $240,000 in medical premiums and medical costs over their lifetime. $240,000. So do you have $250,000 set aside for that? So is it even more important then when I talk to you about how you could have an extra $100,000 added to the kitty, maybe to help cover things like that? And that's just one of the many things that we do when we help people prepare for retirement. But this morning it's going to be about how we can put money in your pocket, okay? So we've got a special offer for you as a part of that. So let me ask you again, what would you do if you had an extra $100,000 in your retirement account? Would you travel the world? Maybe go see places, faraway places, Europe, maybe Africa? Would you buy a new RV maybe and roam all over this great country and see all the sights there are there? Would you take the money and do something really nice for your kids or your grandkids? There's $100,000, and that can go a long, long way in retirement. In fact, it could be the difference between watching every nickel you spend, having to really pinch those pennies, or doing everything you've ever dreamed of in retirement. If you know a few little-known strategies, you could generate as much as $100,000 or more in additional Social Security income. So the answer to truly maximizing your benefits are in a customized Social Security analysis, and in less time than it takes you to go out to lunch with your friends, you could be on your way to a more comfortable, more secure retirement. Typically, we charge hundreds of dollars for this customized analysis, but for the first 10 callers on the show today, it is absolutely free. This analysis is ideally suited for people who are just retired or close to retiring. Maybe you haven't started taking your Social Security benefits just yet, and you've saved at least $200,000 or more for retirement. To get your free customized Social Security analysis, all you have to do is call my office, 376-5325. Be one of the first 10 callers, 376-5325, to take advantage of that special offer and get that Social Security analysis just for you. You know, this is one of the things. I had a client come in recently, and he had started taking Social Security. Now, it was still within the first year of taking Social Security. And one of the things when we got into the analysis, we realized, wow, this is going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars over your retirement life. We need to give that money back, and there is a special rule. If you started taking within the first year, and if you're one of those and you've already started taking, but the first year isn't up, you might want to get a hold of us, because when we looked at his, we found that it was a tremendous amount of difference. He's going to pay back that money, start over later in taking that income, and the benefit both for him and for his wife is significant. So this is one of the things, this is one of the rules. If you don't know it, you might think, well, it's too late, I already started. It's not too late. There are ways that you can benefit from that. Now, there's another part. Maybe you're already taking Social Security. There are other things that go with taxation of your Social Security benefits. Minimizing the taxation of Social Security benefits is another way that you can make, again, thousands and thousands of dollars more in retirement income, all right? Because if you're not paying it out in taxes, you get to keep it. So it's not just what you make, it's what you get to keep. And by minimizing taxes, you keep more. That's one of the things we also do in our analysis. Now, there is another part to Social Security. When do you take it? 62, 66, 65, 70? You know, there's the difference. You first qualify for taking Social Security, of course, is at age 62. Then Medicare kicks in at age 65, and then your full retirement age is going to be, most likely for anyone today, it's going to be age 66, and for some of you that are maybe younger, it could be as much as, you know, between 66 and up to 67 years old. So one of the things then is, how do you maximize it? How do you make sure that you're doing the right thing? What if you take it 62 versus 66 as an example, what difference does that make? And this is one of the things I want you to understand. Think about this for a second. If you were to go into the Internal Revenue Office, for instance, and you wanted to get tax advice, right, you got to understand what the IRS is about. Right? They're not there to help you save money on your taxes. It's not their job. In fact, their job is the exact opposite. Their job, their mandate, is to collect as much in taxes as they can. So it's like a conflict of interest to think that you would go in there and they would be helping you on strategies to save money on your taxes. Now, that's not to say they may not be able to help you in terms of how to fill out the forms or getting you the proper publications to look up what the rules are. That's what it's about, all right? That's what they can do. They can help you with those kinds of things. But is that going to save you any money in your taxes? No. In fact, if you listen to advice, you may end up paying more. All right. Think of Social Security. These are good people. They're there doing their job. But what is their job? It's to tell you what the rules are. All right. And they've got all these publications about Social Security and how to sign up for it, and Medicare, what you need to know when you get retirement or survivor benefits, and survivor and disability, and what every woman should know. And it goes on, but it's all the rules. You know, it's just about saying, when is the best time to take? The best advice they can give you typically when you ask them, how can I maximize my Social Security benefits, would say, well, the longer you wait, the bigger the check, at least up to age 70. But does that tell you all the different rules and strategies that could be applied, and what for your specific situation is going to make the most sense? No, they're not trained for that, and it's not their job. Their job is just to simply tell you the rules. Well, imagine that I said, and I stacked up the Internal Revenue guides, these two huge phone book, the Internal Revenue, codes, these two phone books of rules, veterans benefits, another two huge stacks, and the Social Security benefits. I mean, I would have a stack of books this high all about the rules, all about the regulations, all about the Internal Revenue Code, and so on. These tell you how things are taxed. They tell you how, but things that may or may not even apply to you, of course. And how do you sift through all that and find the things that you need for your family? Well, that's what we do. I'm an expert in that, and I don't say that from the standpoint of trying to impress you, but impress upon you that I've spent 25 years in this business just looking and going through rules over the years and how they've changed and keeping up with them. And Social Security is always a big part when it comes to your retirement planning. Imagine it's kind of like that foundation. There's an income stream that you can count on, and then we're going to ladder other things. We're going to see, what else do you have for income? All right, are you going to have a pension? And then what about your savings? How is that going to provide income? And how's all that going to work together? And this is why it's such an individual thing. Well, we're going to get into that and more. We're going to take a quick break, but join us here because we're going to be right back on the Retirement Report.